It was not on? How are we coming through now? Much better?
Great. Yes.
Do we have ignition?
Yes, no?
Contact?
Yell at me.
Hello?
I can't hear your voice.
Judy, are they saying anything to you?
Yeah, he's saying something. Yes? Go.
Okay. Another adventure in the adventures of Who's Telling the Truth. Hey guys, this is the least of my problems, I tell you. Remember last week I spoke to you about I was so happy to have Obamacare, and I went to the doctor, and the doctor put me on Lipitor because he wanted to see if he was going to be able to control, you know, I have some complications, some, you know, like clogs with my heart. And anyway, I went back to see him, and it didn't go well. He asked me, Rich, have you had any episodes? And I told him, yeah, I've had shortness of breath a few times, you know, and he said, well, that's it. So anyway, this coming Thursday, I'm scheduled to have an angioplasty. Yeah, this is going to be a new adventure for me. So if I don't see you guys anymore, it's been a lot of fun. But I tell you, you know, I'm so happy with the idea that I have Obamacare, and we were able to find this problem out. And I was listening to WLAD this morning because I had another health issue, guys. I had a pimple. I know this sounds weird, but I had a pimple on my eyelid, and I was worried. And I ended up going to my regular doctor on Sunday, and the PA there is an old friend of mine that I played football with. It was so good seeing him again. But anyway, they told me to go over on Sandpit today, behind 79 Sandpit. There's an optometrist where they would do this. And I was listening to WLAD on the way into the optometrist, and I called in again because he was talking about Obamacare. And I told him how happy I was to have Obamacare and the fact that it saved us so much money, and the fact that both me and my wife have had preventative tests. And, you know, I mean, I can honestly say, if it wasn't for this, I don't know what I'd do. You don't know what it's like when you got to sit down, you know, every 15 or 20 minutes. Or, you know, I thought it was GERD, like I told you guys before. But anyway, so if I don't see you anymore, at least I laid my cards on the table here. So tonight is show 42, and tonight, you know, most of the time we're going to be talking about climate change. And are we seeing that good? Yeah, and you know, everybody says, well, you know, they changed it from global warming to climate change because now they can say whether it gets cold or whether it gets warm, it doesn't matter. They don't have to call it global warming anymore. All right, well, that's almost a valid point. But you know what, guys? There's a new sheriff in town. And from now on, we're going to be calling it the changing climate, because the climate is starting to change in a direction that is favorable to the Americans. As a matter of fact, there is a billionaire, a hedge fund billionaire, and his name is Tom Steyer, and he's willing to put up $100 million in pursuit of addressing climate change. Let's see the Koch brothers come up and match that kind of money. I don't think so. Eventually they're going to have to capitulate. But instead of climate change, we've got a changing climate. And you heard the president speak about it. Tonight we're going to get a little tough again with Stuart Varney, one of my favorite clips, because I tell you, when addressing global warming, this is the one way that you can shut anybody up. And then we're going to move forward where we're going to have Van Jones. he is going to give the old bada bing to Newt Gingrich. And he's going to use Newt Gingrich's own words to show how deceptive and deceitful this guy is. How deceptive and deceitful most of the conservatives are. Let's be honest with each other. There's some sick people in that party. And guys, I said, that's right, that's exactly what I said, some sick people. Because when you can't accept facts, Joey, Uncle Joe can't accept facts. He refuses. If you put something in facts and figures, it throws him off. He doesn't know what to do. And when I Facebook him and his buddies, and I tell you, go to Things to Ponder on the web. You want to have some fun. And what I do is I ask them to be specific and name your sources. And guys, when you do that, you shut them right up. You give them the old bing. They never say a word because they don't know what they're talking about. They only repeat what they've heard. And we're going to show you some good examples of that tonight. And then we're going to show you Marsha Blackburn, where she was on Meet the Press with David Gregory and Bill Nye. And I want to tell you, she looks like she was kicked in the head by a mule. And I'm sorry to say that, but I honestly mean that. She looks like she's befuddled. And when you hear what she has to say about climate change, you'll say, she is befuddled. She doesn't have a clue. None of these people do. All they do is they sell doubt. And why? That's all they got. When it comes to fact, they know that they're fighting a losing battle. They're just trying to stall on this whole thing. So we're going to see Marsha Blackburn, and then we're going to show you, has anybody realized how cold it's gotten? I mean, I can't remember a winter this cold. I mean, it just seems, and we're supposed to have another vortex this coming week. I can finally see my driveway. It's still black, which is nice. But I mean, no. I mean, every time we couldn't put the garbage out for a while, it was terrible. So anyway, we're going to talk about the weather and everything. And most people, I think that most people would agree that this has been one of the coldest winters ever. So what do you think most people would have to think about when it comes to global warming? They'd have to say, well, obviously the globe's not getting any warmer. Look how cold it is. Guys, I got one thing that's going to stop you dead in your tracks. This January was the 4th hottest January on record.
Global.
You're going to say, Rich, it never got above freezing. What are you talking about? Because, guys, what you have to understand, it's a global temperature. It's not in the United States. So even though it's been so cold, and people go, see, global warming, that's all BS. Nothing's there. See, here, we're proving it. No, because the whole globe was still warmer. Guys, as a matter of fact, you know what? If you go back 37 Januaries, you have to go back 37 Januaries to find one where the temperature hasn't increased. Guys, you don't have to be a Rhodes Scholar to figure this one out. If the temperature goes up every year, guess what? The globe's getting warmer. When the globe gets warmer, guess what happens? The climates change. When the climates change, guess what happens? You don't see any palm trees in Central Park this year, do you? Stick around. All right. And then finally, we're going to go to a guy from the internet who's, I tell you, this guy's taught me a lot. He is the guy that taught me to use the phrase, what are your sources? This guy goes by the name of Potholder. And we're going to show you the latest myths from the Mail, which is the English paper, all right, which is like their tabloid. And then we're going to introduce you to the billionaire who wants to put $100 million towards climate change and global warming. So we're going to show you, we'll introduce you to him, and this is somebody you want to get behind. Oh, and some other really big news, guys. I don't know if you've seen Tesla stock, but the earnings came out on Wednesday, and Tesla came out like a charm. Tesla stock went up 15%. It's now at about $220 a share. If you guys remember, when we first started following Tesla back in the summer, it was $50 a share. You're welcome. And Solar City hit another new high. So I tell you, things are going well. But I'm going to give you guys an inside tip right now. Before we start the bada binging, I'm going to give you an inside tip on something that Elon Musk is going to do. And if you guys have any sense, if you're a capitalist, you're going to want to pay very, very close attention. All right, now, this is from CNN Money, and it was written by Chris Isidore, February 22nd, 2014. All right, and the headline is Tesla's future rides on a massive battery plant. So far, the story of Tesla Motors has been about exciting electric luxury cars and an even higher performing stock. Next week, it will reveal plans for a much less sexy innovation that is more important to the company's future than either of those things. A huge new lithium battery factory dubbed the Gigafactory by Tesla founder Elon Musk. The plant is the key Tesla needs in order to produce an affordable, long-range electric car in substantial enough numbers to join the ranks of major automakers. It's the future of the company, said Craig Irwin, analyst with Wedbush Securities. They need to cut the cost of the battery in half in order to make 500,000 cars. This is how they're going to do it. The size of the plant will be massive. Musk predicted in November that it would have a capacity equal to all factories making lithium-ion batteries around the globe. That includes lithium-ion batteries going into Teslas as well as laptops, tablets, and smartphones. Panasonic, currently Tesla's primary battery supplier, is likely to be a partner in the plant. Tesla has repeatedly said that it would already be selling more cars and growing even faster if it wasn't constrained by the limited supply of batteries. Tesla's goal has always been to sell a mass market car priced in the $30,000 to $40,000 range that can travel long distances on only an electric charge. The Tesla Model S can go 200 miles between charges, but its starting price is $69,000. Musk said the new plant would allow the company to meet its goal of releasing the mass market car within 3 years. Investors were excited after Tesla upped its 2014 sales target to 35,000 vehicles. Tesla wants to sell 10 times that many of the next generation car that would dwarf all electric passenger vehicles now on the market. And it would propel Tesla from a niche luxury brand to become a major player among even the traditional car makers. Over time, I've covered the company. I have seen an evolution, said Ben